Welcome back to another episode of Summon Up with the Summoners. I'm Damon.
And I'm Katoya.
And we are here. Another episode. We're excited. We're going to jump right into it here and start off by saying a couple things. One, again, if this is your first time listening to 2021, Happy New Year. How long should we say that? Because I feel like that's always a question.
I think it's like the whole month of January.
The whole month?
For like
if you don't see a person
right,
all
you
month
gotta catch everybody in January. Now when February comes, you be like, hey girl, I ain't seen you in a long time.
Fair. That's fair. And don't be that
person.
How's
the year treating you?
Don't be that person who's like
that.
on January 6th, they're like, I ain't seen you since last year.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah. If you've already done it.
Somebody's already done that. And they're like, hey, I'll see you next year. And I was like, it's the 31st.
That's tomorrow.
I'll just see you tomorrow. It's fine. It's good. It's great.
Well, appreciate you rocking with us again. Thanks so much for listening. As always, we want to start off with a review because we appreciate people who are rating and reviewing. If you haven't, please find some time in your busy schedule to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts. So we always like to share one. Who we got this week?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just ate some popcorn, and it's probably not the best thing to.
Probably not the best thing to do before you record. It's just small tips. You don't eat spaghetti before a football game. I found that out too in 8th grade.
Okay. I think I got what I needed.
There it is. Let's go.
All right. So we do have reviews. And this week comes from our good friend John on Wuchek Wood.
Hey.
And it's titled Breath of Fresh Air. 5 stars.
Come on.
And Damon and Katoya breathe such life into the ordinary stuff we all have but overlook. They really embody the phrase, life is what you make it. Can't wait to be inspired to keep making more of the life I have. What?
Look at that.
This man has written a book.
He's a writer.
Therefore, this
he used therefore.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
I was spinning off of him. Therefore, he has written such a well-written review.
Yeah.
I'm proofreading it, Jono, just so you know, because John is the proofer. So
He will.
anyway.
He will respond if you use the wrong two or two. There.
Well, we appreciate it. Thank you so much. And that means a lot. I mean, it's true. I mean, it's simple. We keep it simple. And that's like, I don't know, we've been trying to think of like merch and like cool ideas and tags for us. And I don't know, keeping it simple, communication matters, somewhere in those lines. We're going to get fancy with it, but it is true. Keeping it simple, but yet having fun. So thank y'all for the review. If you haven't already, please do so. We love reading them. They make us really happy, and it's just good to hear your feedback. So please do so. You can also like, subscribe, and anywhere else on YouTube, Spotify, everywhere. Let it be known.
Let it be known. Let's jump into it.
Jump.
All right. So today we're talking about work-life balance, right?
The magic.
It's
a sweet spot.
It's a sweet spot.
Yeah. Right? I remember listening to a sermon one time, and I'm a butcher, but the guy was like, "There is no balance." We were all like, "Oh well, what you got? Keep going. What are you trying to say here?" And I think we probably all have felt that way, where it's like, what does balance really feel like? How can it feel? And I think it's just, as always, everything looks different for everyone, but it's ultimately about what is being healthy for you and what's being healthy, like for the whole life balance part, right? Yeah. That your work is getting what it needs and they're paying you for, and your life is doing well, and whoever's in it is still feeling loved and cared for.
Yeah. I remember that day.
Remember that?
I do. I remember very well. I think about it often.
I do too. That man said nope, and I was just like,
Proceed.
Yeah, what you got?
And I think it's similar to humility.
Yeah.
Like, I think balance and humility are very similar in the aspect of we're constantly always chasing them. There's never to a point where you get to the point like, I'm humble. I've arrived. I'm a humble person.
I am ready to be humble.
And I think balance is similar. Balance is similar where you're constantly trying to maintain it. You're constantly trying to figure out where is the healthiest spot for you, because one, the context change, situations change. It all varies.
And, it makes me think about like classic grade school, the balance beam, where you're, as a former first grade teacher, we're teaching and kids are adding this on this side, adding this heavy object on this trying to see if you can balance it. Oh, let's take that off. Now, let's add just a little paper clip worth, like there's truth in that for the reality of our lives, right? Like you might finally feel like it's balanced, but yet, boom, here comes a new project. Here comes, so we're constantly tipping these scales. But I think, again, health and self-awareness is where we really got to focus on, so that we can Because sometimes you can be off balance and you don't even know.
You don't even know.
Yeah, somebody gotta like pull
Hey,
you out
hey,
of
hey,
that,
hey,
or you
hey,
gotta
hey.
realize you missed too many children's events, or you gotta realize that your work is falling behind because you ain't doing. You need a wake up call
Yeah,
sometimes on those
yeah,
balance.
that
But
work-life balance. That's
we,
scary. That was a good one there. That's why I only weigh myself with my shoes on. So I just know I subtract 10, and I'm like, all right, that's where I should be probably right
his
there.
shoes weigh 10 pounds.
That's it. I wear boots. I only wear boots.
Ah,
Let's get into this.
it's horrible.
Let's dig into it.
All right.
Let's talk first about one thing we've shared maybe a time or two on here, but it's really important for us because it works well for us. And we definitely recommend for you to try it. If you don't try it, if you're doing it and you don't think it's going great, tinker with it. But we share calendars. We have a calendar. Let me say it like that. We have a calendar. We use an app. And everybody's calendar is on there. It is color coordinated. It has Katoya personal, Damon comedy, Damon work, Katoya yada yada,
Right.
family time, marriage, date nights, kids activities. It's got all these different colors and activities.
Right.
A bunch of Facebook birthdays. I'm
Right.
like, get off of here. But anyway, it's got that, and that is important for us because it's too many. Like people I don't know. That's too much. Where it keeps us on the same page, which helps us along the way of trying to maintain balance because communication is going to help us figure out, okay, this person's going for this and so on and so forth. So that's just one start for us that's really important when we're trying to find this balance.
It's true. And that not only just a shared calendar, but if you are not really utilizing a calendar for your events and activities, it would be really beneficial for you to make sure you're doing that. I know, like for us, we do have so much going on, especially like in the evening part of our life. So like daytime, sure, you got regular work, or there's times when that was kind of sporadic too, with like, yeah. I mean, there's a chunk of time when we know we're not really available. 9 to 5, bet. Bam. But if there's a doctor's appointment, there's something else, making sure that you're keeping track of that. Because when you can start up, like we were talking about last week, about taking that review of your week, checking in weekly or whatever, you can say, oh man, all right, got a lot of work coming up this week, got a lot of this. Just kind of keep track and really, like we were saying, be aware of where your time is being spent. So, and not only just for yourself, the reason why it's shared is so that both of you are aware of what's going on.
Yeah, and when in the old world, right, when I was out here, telling jokes to strangers in the old times, it would be an easy way visually, like out of sight, out of mind. I think that as I get older, like it means a lot because when you visually can step back and look at something, it can kind of give you a quick reference point. So if I would look up and just take a month and like my calendar is green for comedy, and I would see all this green, and then kid activities, maybe one purple here, and there may be no red for date night, or family time only has 3 browns. I can step back quickly and be like, whoo,
that's good.
This balance is a little off. And I'm talking about, like, I'm not making this up. This is literally, these are the colors, and this is what I can do, and I can just check myself and be like, all right, we may have to cancel this show, or just maybe not even cancel, but just like, all right, let me be strategic about put some more things in here just so I can easily and quickly say, this balance is off. And so that's just another reason why the calendar, sharing the calendar, utilizing the calendar has been so beneficial. Because visually, I can just think, things are good. Kissing people goodnight. We having dinner together.
Yeah.
But in the grand scheme of hours per day and the hours you spend in a month, you're like, man, it is lopsided. You got your boots on every day, bro. And so that's another piece of the puzzle.
That's time. That's time.
Time.
That's just not enough hours in a day.
Not enough hours in a day.
You remember being like young and people saying that, you're like, yeah, whatever. No, 24 hours, let's rewrite it.
And it really ain't 24 if you sleep. So
I know,
you really
but it's true. It's just like, but then it's like when you start feeling that way, it's an indicator of balance issues, right? Like, whoa, why are you feeling so overworked and not enough time? But, like we've always said, we've always been, dream chasers and pursuing passions and things of that sort. So you're going to burn the candle, right? I mean, you're going to work your daytime job and then work your second job. That's probably your passion of some sort, right? And maybe you're doing that too. Or maybe it's just working your regular job demands a lot for you to provide for your family. So it's, I don't know, but time waits for nothing. Time is going to stay consistent no matter what. So it's up to us to maneuver what's on our plate to make sure that we're utilizing time as best possible.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, staying in line with that, like another piece of the puzzle for us that's been beneficial is like understanding that everybody needs their time.
Yeah.
Like understanding when you're talking about work-life balance, right? Family, careers, etc. Everyone needs their time, right? Yes.
You too.
Yes, you too.
Yeah, you know,
everybody.
I'm sorry.
No, get in there.
There's always, I feel like, at least over the past, like, I don't even know, but you know, the whole self, like, I think usually we're always putting ourselves last, which is fine in some ways, but there comes a point where you're like, you are not taking care of yourself, you know, and it is important to make sure that you personally have time for you.
Were you trying to say that how the importance of self-care has increased over the last maybe 5-7 years?
5-10.
Yeah, last decade at the most.
Yeah,
right? People have really been like, no, self-care.
Right, and
you need a mental health day.
Exactly, and I think it's because depression is real, because
anxiety.
Social media now, feeling all these certain ways about yourself. Like, it is important to take care of you. So making sure that there is time, not only saying, oh, there's work balance and there's family balance. No, boo, there's you too. So making sure that, like, in whatever capacity you need these things to be fulfilled, because that's going to look different for some people. Some people just work, they grind, and that's who they are. And, like, if they ain't doing so much, it ain't going to feel right. That's fine. I think that the percentages, if you were to dare try to categorize these into tiers or levels or percentages, are going to look different for everyone, but as long as it feels that it works is what matters, and as long as you are still getting some you time.
Listen, when I know that myself or Katoya specifically, like, we need some time to just do activities that we enjoy, especially when, before the pandemic was really going here. Katoya would say, and I would try to be, as a husband, and try to be aware. I could also, again, look at the calendar or just kind of sense and feel like, yo, let's block off some time. Go do whatever you want to do. Go get that boba tea. Go chill. Go hit one of your favorite spots. Kick it with the girls, whatever the case may be. Because if you're trying to be in tune with each other and trying to communicate, or just kind of being aware, like, that those times are important for the relationship to stay thriving, right? That me time, that self-care time, that's why for the first 2 months when I lost all, my comedy world, I was all up on Katoya like every day, just like, hey, some of my identity gone. What we doing
tonight? What we doing tonight?
Right?
So you finna go to sleep?
You need to get in the car and go tell jokes to the wind for a little bit of something, sir. But that time was important. Block that off. Katoya personal time. She out. Where mom? I don't know. She in the wind, right?
She in the wind.
She in the wind. That was actually asked me that today. Like, where's mom? I don't know. She'll be back this afternoon. Move along. And that's just important, just to continue to fight for healthiness.
It looks like whatever. Like, for me, just being able to be out for a couple hours doing anything I want to do is like self-care, right? It could even be making returns. I love making returns. It is money that has already been spent.
She enjoys it, She enjoys it.
I'm like, oh, I bought clothes that didn't work. Now I can buy more clothes.
Let me tell you what. This is a callback. If Damon likes to make cold emails, Katoya will return. You understand me?
What you got? Let's go. Let's go get our money back. Something about getting my money back.
When we first started dating, I had never seen this. My mom never took us. My mom never took us to return stuff. I know what card I purchased it on. Right? So I didn't know it. I wasn't returning stuff in college because I was poor. I wasn't buying anything.
It didn't work. Give it back.
So when I met Katoya, y'all listening to me, and not just the fact that she would do it, but the excitement,
I do get excited.
The anticipation.
I think the real excitement came when I understood that, like, when we had like really tight budgets, and it was like you got personal spending, and I was like, oh, dang, my money gone. Well, I need to return this because I didn't really like it. And now I got $20 and no one knows about is mine. That came from a return for money that's already been accounted for. But something about that just knocks the sock off. But essentially what I'm saying is it doesn't matter what you do that makes you feel good. You just do it, right? Like having a couple hours to like go do different workouts or something. That is really exciting to me, and I'm thankful. I did that this morning, and Dan was like, so where the kids gonna be? And I was like, boy, boo.
That was a good joke.
With you. What you talking about?
I knew where they were gonna be.
He already knew, but it was funny to be like,
it was funny.
All right, you gone, so now what? But just finding that balance. And I think for Damon, it is just getting out, laughing, doing a little comedy here.
Oh, We don't use little.
You're right. No, I'm saying like I said little because like virtual or something, but I feel like that refills you,
No,
right?
it does.
So it's important to know that. Oh, okay, no, go enjoy yourself. Just go to that show.
Yeah,
You're not even on it. That's all right. Go enjoy it. Whatever. Go be around your people.
And also, with children as well. Like, I mean, it's different in the aspect because the kids are younger, but specifically for our oldest mission. He's continuing to move up in the phase where the social aspect, hanging with friends.
And he's the only boy. And the oldest.
Right. And so those things are mattering too. So like when he does the soccer 3 days a week or the game time or whatever, those things matter a little bit more. So now we are continuing to move as parents into a level where we're continuing to understand this more. Yeah. That was one of his Christmas gifts, right?
I mean, literally his request is like, I need to be with my friends more. And I would love for you to create some ways for that to happen. And I was like, yeah, no, you are definitely a quality time person. And you don't have your friends, so you want that.
Yeah, you want that. You haven't been in a school building, since March of 2019. So again, at the end of the day, when you're talking about work life...
2020. March
that's fair.
2020.
That's true. And anyway, so with that, children are included in this work-life balance because people feel good. People feel, more joyful. They feel more connected, both in the house and out the house. So that balance goes top all the way down to the bottom.
Yep.
Kids.
As you know, we have been married for 12 years and been dating for 15, and that started pretty early. So in line with kids, like, I don't think we lived. We had mission at 22. I mean, it literally was like...
Wait. Let me be very clear what you're saying. You don't feel like you lived your life? Is that what you're saying?
No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, we hadn't explored or lived anyway yet because, like, we were just kids ourselves having kids.
It was an intriguing statement here.
Okay.
I don't feel like I lived. You're saying...
Before I had kids. I did not. I was 22. What life had I lived?
Are you saying your life is over? I'm just not understanding.
No, that's the point. That's what I'm trying to get to.
It was slightly confusing.
I felt attacked. No, I didn't.
I felt attacked.
Why'd you feel attacked?
Good words are weird. Carry on. We're back. This is live podcast, baby. Let's go.
My face was like, dang, slow down.
We like a little bit of prep and a little bit of improv to give you guys a real experience.
What I think we should almost just take that out because I don't even know what's going on.
No, this is good.
Anyway,
keep going.
So no, at 21, you ain't done nothing. But that didn't mean that it was over. And I think that a lot of times when you're having kids, you're like, oh, now you get so consumed with their lives that you forget to live your own. And so I think it's really important that if you don't have kids, you should be living your best life. 2, if you do have kids, you should be living your best life.
Come on, somebody.
And that is the area of like figuring that out. Like, it's not too late for you to still pursue your dreams. You don't have to now have a child star if you wanted to be a star. It just takes more work, right? Like, I remember having a friend whose mom, I felt like she just was trying her very best to live her life through this child's life, and it was just so odd. But it doesn't have to look like that. We can still pursue our dreams, In some way, I think I still want to be an actress. Nobody's skills. I just want to do that. And maybe one day I will. One day I'll be on Broadway, or not Broadway, but in somebody's like local stage play, singing. Just a few things on a bucket list, but I can do them, right? Like, I can still do some of that. I'm always reminded when I watch movies, I'm like, she is 80. And they needed her for this role. This is a mother. Like, I used to want to be on Disney so bad. I might have to be a mom now, and that's okay. I can't be the lead teen star. But that doesn't mean that my dreams have to be over.
No, you better get them Disney checks. You better get them Disney mama checks.
So what I'm saying is that you still pursue and some things that you're interested in and maneuver it appropriately. Figure it out together with your spouse and go for it. Is that better for you, Mr. Simmons?
Much better.
You didn't let me lead into it.
I take ownership of that. Because I despise when people hear a premise of a joke and shut down mentally and aren't ready for the punchline.
Okay.
I take that on the chin. People will probably listen like, what they doing? No, we're professionals. We're professionals. And that's why we kept it in. And so yes, I fully agree with that. Because I'll never forget, we had Mission. And Mission was probably less than a year.
Yeah.
And
we sitting on the couch?
I don't know if where we were sitting, but that could be a good memory. And she poked me. That was strike one. Remember when people used to poke? on Facebook.
Who poked you?
On Facebook.
Oh yeah,
There's a
somebody
poking
poked
arrow.
you.
They poked me, right, to get my attention.
We did. Okay.
No.
Okay.
And so she poked me, and then she was like, "Hey, whoo," something to the effect of, and what I remember she said at the end was, "Da da 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 da," because once you have kids, your life is over. And I remember laughing at that because I only had one kid.
Who did this?
Doesn't matter.
To somebody.
What matters is that I laughed because I was like, that is so sad that you believe that, and that she had a couple kids, and that she probably was feeling that.
And it makes sense. I mean, people feel that way because you get caught up. I thought you were going to reference that time. I remember we had just had our first child, Mission, and we were sitting. I mean, he was just months old or maybe weeks. I don't know. But I just remember looking at you and saying, I miss you.
Oh, yeah,
and
we
were just sitting there with this kid trying to make sure they didn't die.
Right.
And it was like, but wait, I don't have time with you.
Once you have a baby, that little baby phase, it's going to take some time for sure because they're infant, they're weak, they can't sit up.
It was just like, what is this? I miss you.
This is the point. Your life is not over when you have children.
It's not over.
We are dream chasers, and we would want them to see nothing else besides parents living their life as well. It really bothers me, like not on but on like a kind of an empathetic level when I see a parent who is just ripping and running their lives to the ground due to their kids' schedule and extracurricular activities. I'm like, what you doing? It's like, what can I do? I'm a dad. I'm like, well, you're not doing a great job, Dad. You got to live your life. A tired dad ain't a great dad. You got to make sure you're thriving, you're feeling healthy and vibrant, you're enjoying yourself. And I'm not saying it's easy. We're not saying it's a piece of cake. We're not saying you get a calendar app and things are great. But with the intentionality and the work and the teamwork and the commitment to keep trying and keep figuring it out, then you can. We have been able to travel the world, see different countries with 2, 3 children. One time we was overseas for a year with the child. So the life of pursuing and being able to
different. It may look different.
Yeah, it's just
no one's saying that it's gonna look the way you envisioned it pre-children, but it can still still happen, right?
Anything.
And it's a lot to do with the support of each other and the belief and the encouragement. But I know for I think it is a sensitive topic and it is a soapbox topic for both of us because it's like. I mean, it's my whole thing. I remember just sitting after having Evergrace and not really feeling like I knew anything of what I wanted to do and what I enjoyed. Right. And as a 7 and as Katoya, I was like miserable. I don't use depressed, but I was. And I was pregnant and it was just, I just remember sitting in that stupid, what was it?
Whole house?
No, it was a fast food place.
Fast food.
That has everything.
That had cookout?
Cookout. With my family. And I just broke out in tears. I just remember being like, what is this life? I don't even know what was going on, but I just remember being so rocked by that. And then Pound came along for me, and
cycling came along that year.
After I had Ever, then Pound came, then cycling came, and then all of a sudden I was really into fitness, and I still am. And it was a lowercase savior there, and it kind of gave me some things I was interested in, and then I learned how to I can actually you make money from things you enjoy. Now you can do this and it just became good for me, right? And then became an avenue. But one a tag on that is like, yes, you can still live your life, and you must, so that you're not finding yourself only living it for yourself. 2, Mission. One day I was like, listen, I'm not taking you to practice because I still got something else to do. And you, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, are not going to be, I'm not going to keep rearranging my entire schedule for you and your soccer Monday through Wednesday because that's not fair for me because I was the only one who could do it at the time. And I was like, sorry, you're missing this day. And that's okay too. Because I needed him to know that I can't stop everything just to make that work for him too. Come on now. Right? Like we all got to figure out.
We all got to sacrifice somewhere sometimes.
And then third on this point that has gone longer.
That's all good. It's good.
Is the fact that when I said that we sat there and we missed each other, not only is it about the pursuit of what you want to do for yourself, but even though you have children, you make time for you and your spouse. Ooh. That is a part of the work-life balance.
Crucial.
I feel like we're missing another piece in that. Life should be broken up into a few more categories.
Fair.
But ultimately what I'm saying is, you don't want to now come home, get your balance, and go pursue something else. But put each other back into
that relationship
the same way.
That boo gets the leftovers sometimes here when it's that imbalance right there. And you be like, true. Not only do I miss you, but like when we do interact, it's that shoulder to shoulder. It's not that face to face and intimate where it's just like, you know, you just kind of these ships just passing in the sea. And it's just like, well, we just talk business, we get into spats, that's it, that's all we're doing right now. And you're like, that's all we're doing right now. And the amount of time and amount of work being put into make that relationship to get back to that, you know, passionate, fiery, just laughing, considerate, fun time is going to take more time because the scales are probably not where they should be, you know. And so yeah, this is really something that is really important to us, and hopefully it's important to you because it matters so much. People are working, you're trying to make ends meet and try to live. Yeah. So you got to continue to make sure you put in that conversation, having those hard dialogues, and really saying, okay, hey, let's step back and look for a second as we get ready. If you're listening to this at the beginning of 2021 or whenever you're looking and listening to this here, you know, let's step back and see what do we need to reassess.
Yeah, right? It's true. And just one more.
Go ahead.
Like, you just have to be supportive.
Got to. I
said it, but I want to stop on it because that just means that you really, like, of course, like, my stress level and Damon's stress level are crazy different, but it means a lot to understand, like, what the other person may need. So while you might be really stressed and then they trying to tell you that they want to go play basketball some more, you got to let them go play basketball some more if that's what they want to do. Like, just, I'm stressed and you over here trying to talk to me about basketball? I am, because that's what I need, right? Like, don't diminish what someone else needs or what they want to pursue, but as partners, support and really try to listen, and not only just listen, but I feel like we do have the right and kind of authority in our relationships to, like, to perceive, to say, you know, I feel like you might need something else right now. Or like, to be intuitive for our spouse sometimes when they may not be doing that for themselves. Now, that's not like, let me tell you this, but like hey, I saw this. You think you want to go try it? Or, you know, hey, I scheduled this out for you. Don't worry about this tonight. Right. You know, some ways, that's a way to love and serve and to show support. So, just support.
Definitely. And, you know, when you talk about support, one thing that we are very grateful for, both wherever, Atlanta now and wherever we've been, is always being able to use whatever community and village we have around us. We said it before on another episode, we were and still are droppers of children in a safe manner, especially not a non-pandemic. And that's use the village. We have figured that out as well. And so, like, use your village, use your community, use your friends, use your family. If you
pay your babysitter, whatever you need,
whatever
do what you need to do
to do it
to make sure. This is really for children, for sure. Because
definitely.
Who's watching them at night, you know, or
things
whatever
like that,
you need to do, or hey, I need you to go pick somebody up because I just can't make that happen. Whatever, right?
Use it,
people.
This is a time to really walk in some humility. Because I know that we as specifically Americans can feel proud. I'm not going to ask for help. I got this. We'll figure it out. And there's a time and a place for that. However, we feel, in our opinions, there's a time and a place to ask for the people there are people in your life, hopefully, who care about you, who want the best for you, who are there to help and support you. So say, yo, actually, you know what? We haven't had if you got kids, we haven't had a date night in a year. Right? And I hope that's not your story, but for some people, that's probably your story. And let somebody pull over there real quick. And, right? And come hang with the kids. Or you're like, yo, you know, we need to go do this thing. And somebody needs to just help come support that dream. Whatever it is, use the community, use the village around you. Right. You have people who want the best for you. Don't be afraid to ask. And that's been important for us.
Yep.
Because
Damon's really good at asking. I'm not that great. I'm a little bit more prideful in that.
You know, I don't know if that's sometimes when, you know, you're growing up, you feel like as an adult you take the positives and leave the negatives, or you take some of the negatives too from your parents and they did their best, whatever. But when I think about specifically that trait about myself,
tell me about it.
I can't really remember how my parents were in the attribute of asking for help and support.
I know your mom was a giver though. She is.
She's a giver and jack of all trades. Yeah. But you're saying that wasn't, you're talking about for yourself individually. That's not one of your.
My parents didn't date. I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know
I don't even know. Date night, and they left me somewhere. I'm gonna have to ask my mom about that. I do not know. Like, I don't remember that being a thing.
Well, just in general, it could be
asking for help.
It
Well, you know what? They had
Use the
help
village.
because they had their parents within 5 minutes away from them.
That's right.
So that was like a no-brainer. They didn't have to ask nobody else. And if you live in that type
but some people
world,
won't even ask their family though either.
Oh yeah, that's crazy. But if you got a good family, like, you better be and love them and love back on them. Give them some,
run that back,
some, whatever you need.
Yeah.
But yeah, so another good one is just having hard stops, like, to your day. And this is something I'm guilty of, and I have to, like, especially like in a new job, or even in my old job, because it was just seemed like it would carry over here and here and here. But like, if you can have a hard stop to your work day,
clear boundaries.
I'm done at 4. Now, is there something else that you need to finish up? Maybe so. But from 4 to 8, you are present with your family. You are helping cook. You are playing with the kids. You are helping with pick up and drop off, whatever it is. 8 p.m., I say that because that's like a hard stop for our kids. In the room, go to sleep. Don't come out. Live your best life in your room.
Please.
8 p.m., you can pick back up. You can do your second pursuit for your passion. You could get out the house and have your personal time. You could make sure you're spending time with your spouse. Whatever you need that you can keep doing from 8 to 10, that's a fair time for me personally.
Fair.
But, have a hard stop to the day. And then I think that's also just so mentally well, because, I kind of have an invasive job where people will call me at any moment, which... my office hours are. But it's good to just say, okay, I'm closing it down for today.
I'm clocking out.
And whatever is not on this list for today, I just have to see it tomorrow. Or if I really need to do it, can I do it between that 8 to 10 time or something? So hard stops are important.
Hard stops
I think
are important.
Mentally and for the sanity of the family.
And the last thing I say, just tying into what we talked about at the beginning about that guy making a statement about there's no balance. When he said that, tying into what you're talking about the hard balance, he was like, one of the reasons why is because you just have to remind yourself that wherever you are and when you're supposed to be there, you're fully locked in and present. When you in that 9 to 5 and you get it in, you're fully locked in and present. When you come home, because you lock that door and you walk into that house, you want to be fully present.
Yeah.
And so the balance, you may be in you may have a job where it's like every 3 months it's crazy, boom, sales, boom, 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 or you're trying to do this, boom,
or
boom, boom.
Or a season, it's
right.
like 2 months.
It's like, all right, we know seasonal time, boom, boom is crazy, right? So that balance is gonna be off. But when you get to wherever moment with whatever people you are with, try to be fully present so that work-life balance can just be about being here. I'm now focused in on here. Yeah. So, it's a thing, this is the beginning of the year where we're constantly reassessing and trying to make the best life we can. And so work-life balance, come on. And that's one of the biggest things is trying to maintain and fight for that balance, even though, it's a constant pursuit and it's never gonna end.
Put the paper clip on, take the paper clip off, add a little brick, throw in a rock, take the brick out. It's literally,
work the scale.
I just that really thinking about that from that first grade lesson. It's just like kids are like, oh, I didn't realize it weighed this much, but ain't that the truth? You'd be like, woo, I didn't know that was gonna take that much of my time when I committed to this.
Wow.
I had to let some go early this year. I was like, girl, I just can't.
Hilarious.
That is just too much for me right now.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I failed you.
Boom.
And that's okay too, guys. If something's too heavy and you need to take it off the plate, you might have to let some people down in order to take something off your plate. That's okay.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Boom. Work-life balance. Let us know if you agree or you feel like that wasn't good at all. Actually, you can keep those. Anyway, we appreciate y'all rocking
with us, man.
Please do. I'm Damon Couture. As always, check us out. Subscribe. Check us out on Facebook. We got the private group. Please continue to rate and review. Patreon, bonus episodes, exclusive content. Thank y'all so much for listening. We'll talk soon.